Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Corcoran Entertainment Show. I am your host, Franky Corcoran, on our first episode of February 2024. Um, Hope everyone's enjoying their year so far. 1 month in. I don't want to speak too soon because we can say, yeah, it's the best year ever, and then it just all goes downhill. But oh, sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Yeah, guys. So basically, just a quick little plug. Again, I do this every time we start a show. But Playhouse Choral on March 1st and 2nd, as you guys know on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. We just announced that those are our show dates now. Postponed from November to March. We're working hard to make sure that the wait is worth it, make sure that the delay was worth it, and I think it is. It's coming together very, very well. I'm very pleased with it. So March 1st and 2nd, Beerbrook Kin Center, $20 admission, 1-506-624-3315. So book those tickets now, ASAP. Do it now. Go ahead. All right. My guest today is someone who we've actually talked about a little bit on this podcast before. We've mentioned her a few times in some interviews. That is Katie Jardine. Katie Jardine from Calico. Her and I go way back to back when she worked at Dairy Queen, and me and my fellow drama club employees would always crash last minute while they were trying to get things cleaned up and ready to go home. But we're cool now. She wasn't a fan of it, but super excited to have her here today. Great discussion. Talk a little bit about her time at Calico, Dairy Queen, Barbie, Taylor Swift, hockey, all that stuff. So I don't want to spoil too much. Just listen to the interview and it'll speak for itself. Later in the show, I'm going to give my thoughts on just what I'm expecting from The Ones Who Live. I'm super, super stoked because that's coming soon. That's, of course, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. Just give my thoughts, what's going on, or what I expect from the show. It's kind of a mixed bag. I see Forbes had an article on where they were just talking about how they're not looking forward to it. But anyways, I'll talk a little bit about that later. And also, I want to give my thoughts on the whole situation. Barbie was nominated for best best adapted screenplay, and that's kind of getting some little bit of mixed opinions from the audience saying, oh no, it's an original screenplay. What do I think? Is it original? Is it adapted? We'll just discuss that. Also, guys, speaking of Walking Dead, I just wanted to let you guys know, next week's episode, I'm super, super stoked. Just wanted to give a little plug for that. Jerry's Takes on YouTube. He covers Walking Dead. He covers Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, all that stuff. He is going to be on the podcast next week. I'm super excited. He's a great YouTuber. Be sure to check him out. Jerry's Takes on YouTube. I'm super excited to have him on. We kind of met already. Shot some ideas back and forth, and I'm super excited. So yeah, just a little plug for him. Be sure to check out his channel and stay tuned because he's coming on the podcast next week. So can't wait for it. And so anyways, guys, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show today. All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Corcoran Entertainment Show. I'm your host, Franky Corcoran, and today I am joined by someone whose appearance or debut on the podcast has been highly anticipated. I think we mentioned you a couple times on here as well, too. And the day is finally here. We got Calico's very own Katie Jardine. Katie, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Just chilling. Excited to be here.
So we're doing this on Zoom. Are you at Calico right now, or are you not off work right
I
now?
am. No, I am filming on location as always.
As always. So do you live at Calico, or what's the story on that?
I believe that a lot of customers think that I do because they'd be like, I'll be done 2 o'clock, and then I'll like come in at like 5 p.m. and they're like, "You're still here?" I'm like, "Yep, sure am." And like it doesn't feel like a job, like you know what I mean? Like it's like they always say like something about, oh, like you know, once you have like a good job, it's like I don't know how the saying goes, but anyway, it's like you never have to work a day in your life. So like I feel like that's me.
That's literally you. But that's a pretty good gig though. Like you like so of course you started Dairy Queen, which I mean that's where we first met back in the old
That
days,
is.
back when the MVHS Drama Club would you guys are, oh guys, it's been a long day. Let's get ready to close. Ah, for fuck's sakes, the
Yep.
MVHS Drama Club's coming in with like 30
Yep.
of us for big orders. You can say it now because it's been all the years now. You must have hated us, did you?
It was definitely annoying, yes. It'd be like, "Hey, guys, it's Friday night." You'd scroll Facebook. "Shit, the drama club is coming tonight." But, like, you're always nice. Like, there were some kids, I don't know their names, but, like, some of them were, like, shitheads and, like, you know, terrorized the place, but
Made a big
you
mess
were
and
good in
didn't
my
clean it.
you yeah, you were good in my books.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
no. As soon as I asked her to come on the show today, she's like, "Oh, you fucking asshole! You're the one who gave
It's
me.
you. No.
It's you, not this guy again." But
Mhm.
dealing with us, dealing with just people in general, how is your patience level? I feel like if I worked doing like what you do, I would be like so stressed. But it's so nice to see that someone like you love doing what you do. But I think we all
Yeah.
have those moments where we're like ready to snap. Do you get that at all? Even though you're working your dream
Oh.
job?
Oh, 100%. Like, there's some days, like, customers come in and I'm just like, "I wish I could just lean over the counter and just, like, strangle you."
And you
But
probably
I
did.
can't. No. Yeah. Roll the clip. No.
You're doing this from your jail cell right now. You're at the courthouse.
Yeah, yeah.
We're on
Calico code
location.
word for jail.
We're on location at the Miramichi Courthouse today. This is a
Yeah.
very special episode.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get the recording from, Mamershi Online when this is done. We'll get the
Yeah.
transcript.
Word spreads fast in this town. Oh my god, it's crazy. So wait, are you the boss at Calico now? Do you run it now, or are you?
Yeah, you could say that. Like, I manage it, so, like, they kinda talk to me, and then, like, I kinda talk to Callie, and then, like, feel like we're all pretty much equal. You
Because
know
you got
oh,
some people who are like, yeah, like I pretty much run the show here, and it's like, no, they just started here last week.
yeah, exactly, but, like, no one's like that, like, no one like, everyone's pretty good.
No,
Yeah.
well, well, that's what you want anywhere, because there's nothing worse like any job where people are trying to like one up each other and like, oh yeah, I
Yes.
got the promotion over you and this and that, and you're just like, I don't care, I'm just trying to pay my bills. Like,
Yeah.
do you ever deal with that too?
No, not really, no. They're all pretty, like, chill about it.
Which is
Like,
good. Like, there's nothing
yeah.
worse.
Yeah. Yeah, like, Emily McAvoy works here, and, like, we get along pretty well. We bonded over Dairy Queen. Like, I
Yes,
swear, like, down the road, like, everybody's worked at Dairy Queen. I feel like that's, like, a rite of passage.
I stayed away. I'm not. I don't plan on touching that ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to you, Emily McAvoy. If you're listening to this, she's been on here twice now, actually. So
Yes.
she is the best. She is the best. You guys
Well,
got
I told
lucky.
her yes, I told her, and Cameron Anthony works here too. I
Oh
know.
yes,
I
and
think she did one
Cameron.
year.
I don't know. Did she come on that podcast? I don't think she was available
No,
that one day.
I don't
No, but she will be
know,
at some point.
but yes, I'll force her. Be like, you have to go on Frankie's podcast now
Yes,
because I
please.
did.
You're honored.
But I had told Emily yesterday. I was like, look at this message Frankie just sent me, and it was about like the Dairy Queen thing, and I was like, remember there was one play I can't remember. I can't even remember what it was that we went to, but it was me, her, and Hans Shankles went, and we all went to Dairy Queen after because I I've been working at Calco. I was like, I can finally do this now. I could be part of the drama club. I could make a mess, do what I want. and Hans had jokingly said to me, he's like, "You should just like go up to the cash and start taking people's orders." I did.
Did you actually?
Yeah. And then I like took two people's orders, and then I was like, "Yeah, no, I can't."
No, like
Dave will come after me.
the PTSD is strong anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember it was I can't remember 2021. I remember it was when Emily was still at Calico. Me and some friends went down, and we didn't know that you guys like what time that you guys closed at. And so we walk in and remember back in 2021 when it was the whole check in and put your name and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We just stroll in, you guys are closing, and we didn't even realize it. And so we walk in, order our stuff, we sign in, and then we go sit down. And I look up at everybody, and they're all looking at us. I'm like, guys, I think they're closing. I think they're closing. And I was like, oh my god, I feel like such an asshole right now. Like, oh my god, I felt bad. I was like, they're like, it's not that big a deal. I'm like, no, to me, I feel so bad. But
Yeah.
I feel like when you're an adult, like, or I mean, like, define adult. I mean, we're all a child in some way, but when you get older, you kind of like that stuff kind of bothers you. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
even the smallest
definitely.
things. Like where do you
Mhm.
stand?
Yeah, where do I go? What do I do?
No,
And it's
exactly.
yeah,
It's
yeah, it's like it'd be like half an hour before summer closes, and I'm like, "I can't go. They close in half an hour. I can't be that dick."
exactly. No, as much as you want to, you're like, no. Well, because you put yourself in their shoes. I think we've all worked those jobs where you're getting ready to go, and then someone comes in last minute, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go do that to somebody else now, and you're just like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't be a
Yeah,
hypocrite.
pay it pay it forward, but do it different.
Yes, no, exactly. So you've been at Calico how long now? How many years have you been there? 5 or something like
Uh,
that?
it'll be 5 years in November. So she opened August of 2019, and I came in November of 2019. So I'm a part of the furniture now. I am I am the furniture.
You were the. I mean, you basically live there though now too. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so what do you
Build
do
me a little
after closing hours? Like, are you like, I'm just doing the books, or I'm just like, no, I'm just sitting around watching
yeah,
TikTok.
yeah, pretty much. Like, usually, like, if Callie's here, we'll just, like, chill in her office, watch TikToks, discuss, like, next month's drinks or, like, just, like, kinda shoot the shit and whatever, like and then usually go home or usually if I don't feel like cooking supper, I'll go to, like, Namaste, which is so good, but
Oh God, namaste. Oh, it's good.
yeah, I was honestly thinking of going there tonight because, like, literally all day someone has mentioned it, so I was like, I have to go now. I have to."
Oh God, but namaste. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good, but every time I go, I always feel like I feel horrible afterwards. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel
Like,
like I
is that just me?
no, usually feel the same I usually feel the same way. I'm like, I'm gonna give birth to like cheese naan and korma. Like this is it.
Like mine's not even that. Like I can take eating so much and then being full, but every time I go there and eat, I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna puke or something. Like it's good
Yeah,
food, but then I'm not sure if it's just spicy or what it is. But I don't know. Like it just every time I go, I'm like, I feel like I'm killing my insides. But it's worth it. I think. Is it?
it is. It's worth it.
It is very.
How spicy do you get it, or are you like a mild guy?
Uh, I try to stick with mild. What are the levels of spicy again? Mild.
It's like mild, mild, medium, medium. I think it's like Canadian hot, double hot, triple hot.
I think I'm mild
Uh,
medium.
yeah. I've stepped up to the medium, and I feel like that's as far as I will go.
What, know what it feels like? It feels like Starbucks. You know, when Starbucks, they're like, "What do you want for a drink?" And you're like, "I'll get a medium." This. Oh, you mean a grande? And I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, whatever. Like whatever, whatever
yeah,
the
I,
medium is. Like I don't know.
yeah, yeah. There's people that come and say that they'll be like, "I'll get a grande, da da da," and I'm like, I don't know what grande size is. I don't know what that means.
That's the Starbucks
Translate for
lingo.
me. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
it's funny. Like in any like let's say like there's like a Walmart compare, or maybe like Sobeys compared to Superstore? Like people assume they both operate the same way. Do you have people who come in to Calico that are like, well, at Mill Cove they do it this way, or at Creative Grounds they do it this way? Do you have people like that?
Yeah, there's one like guy in particular that he's very like he yeah, he does that a lot. He's like, "Well, at Creative Grounds, they let me do this," and I'm like, "Okay, but we don't have that." Like, and like I remember like when I first started, like there was like a family. They'd be like, I'll get this chino," and I'm like, "We don't have that." And she's like, "Well, at Creative Grounds, they have it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know like what it was like butter beer chino or something." And I was like, "I don't know what the flavors are to make butter beer. I don't even, I can't even talk right now. Whatever it is,
You're getting
butter
so
beer."
mad.
And I was yeah, I was like, "I don't know what that is." And then, like, a girl, she doesn't work there now, but, like, she, like, copied it or something. I was like, "Yeah, she didn't leave me the recipe, so I'm not real sure what that is." I think I, like, just, like, forged it. I think I just did, like, caramel and vanilla or something. I was like, "Alright, hopefully it tastes the same."
That's why she quit, right? Because she don't work there anymore.
Yeah. No, she got another j she got another job.
Oh, okay, all right, there, fair.
Yeah,
Let's just say.
yeah.
But I must say,
Yeah,
Katie,
the butter beer
I don't think I've ever seen you
butter beer
mad. So like
I
I'm already picturing like you working customer service, or well, you do work customer service, but I just don't think I could picture you being mad at a customer, whereas other people just be like, ah, fuck off, or this and that, you know? Like
yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen you that way before. Or maybe I don't know you well enough to see that.
yeah. It doesn't happen very often, but there is like, I mean, do I say this? There is like customers that like obviously they have like the old sense of humor, like the stuff that you can't say nowadays because like, you know, triggering and stuff. So like one guy, I mean, it's not like he's gonna listen to this, but anyway, like he kind of like made a comment and he was like looking at me and I was like, "That's not funny. That's not funny at all." And I was so mad. He like sat down and I was like, "I honestly feel like kicking him out right now." But I didn't. But like I was getting like so much like just the way like what he said, I was just like, "Don't come back."
Yeah, like
I was
don't.
mad. Yeah, I was like, mm, yeah,
I wouldn't want to be that guy now. Like if it isn't
yeah.
on Katie Jardine, no, I better run.
Yeah, yeah, literally. No, just kidding.
And Katie, you graduated what year? Did you graduate in 20 2000
2010.
2010? Okay.
2010. I'm a year younger than Chelsea.
Yeah, you were. Yes, that's right too. And you were Miramichi Valley too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So
Lamu.
how do I mean Lamu, I was wondering how you see it because it's been, like it's been how many years now? What your 10-year reunion passed a few years ago, which is
Yeah. Uh,
wild.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
We
so
didn't
funny.
do anything.
Oh, you didn't do anything?
Well, no, because it's funny we were talking about this because I actually met up with a couple friends from like high school, like that we all still kind of stay connected.
Hmm.
And we were talking about this yesterday, so it's funny that we're talking about this. But like our 10-year was like 2020, right? So like that's like COVID and like stuff like that. So it's like you never had a break to be
Oh,
like,
okay, that makes more sense
so
now. I
yeah.
I was trying to think. I said, why would you have a reunion? Oh, COVID's right. I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pretend that that didn't even happen. Uh,
Yeah. The C word.
yes, exactly. I'm wondering how you look back on it now, because I look back. I graduated, which is weird that I'm saying almost 7 years ago now. Which I'm like, 2017. I'm like, wow, that's kind of scary. How do you look back at kids nowadays and like how high school is now? As because even I look back like like after being gone for 7 years, and I'm like, oh my god, like they're doing this. I'm like, god, like Jesus. But you've been graduated
Oh,
for like longer than me,
14,
so what's it like for you?
14,
Four-
double.
14. Holy shit. So how do you see it now?
So I work with like a lot of high schoolers and just like the stuff they say and like tell me, I'm like, wow, like we didn't like they're not allowed to have dances now because things got like too out of hand. And
Mm,
I'm like, I'm like, I feel like people did that, but obviously we got away with it, and, like and it's, like, too, like, they look so much older. Like, I found, like, when I was graduating high school, like, I looked like a baby, and then all these ones, they're, like look like they should be, like, 20, and I'm like, "How come I didn't have" It's like you see, like, the TikToks, and it's, like, kids now versus kids, like, when you're growing up, and I'm like, "That's so relatable."
Yeah, oh my god, absolutely. I be driving and there's kids on, like, not on the sidewalk, but they're on the side of the road, and I'm there,
Yeah.
I think I'm a patient person, and then once I get in the car, I'm like, "Patient who? I'm not patient." Because then I drive by the kids, and I'm just, like, mouthing, "Oh, get the fuck off the road," and that. But then I'm like, "Oh my god, that was me when I was a kid." Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh
no,
my god, I don't like this at all." It's so weird how
yeah.
the
Like, my
tables
mom
have turned.
like yeah, or, like, they like I mean, there was kids, like, my age, like, go sneaking into mics and whatever, but, like, like, my mother would kill me. Like, she would, like I would never hear the end of it if I tried to sneak into Mike's bar at 16, 17 years old.
I think everyone did though.
Yeah. I can say that I only went there when I turned 19, but
You only went legally.
yeah.
But that's the thing nowadays too, when, like, even, like, when I go to a bar, I mean, like, I still go to bars, but I feel so old when I go there now, because then I'm seeing
Yes.
all these kids who are, like, 15, I'm like, "This is weird." Like,
Mhm.
I don't like it at all. Like, oh, it's
Yeah.
no
It's
matter
like,
where you go.
oh my god, yeah, it's like, "I used to babysit you. Are you even 19?
Yes, you're
Should
seeing
you be
kids you
here?"
babysit.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, I feel old."
Oh, it really it's really bad. But I was gonna ask. We were kind of talking yesterday about some of the big movies that hit last year, and I wanted to hear your opinion on Barbie because you told me you saw it. I just gotta ask
I
because I think it's insane how much I talk about it on this podcast. Because I'm like, oh, Barbie, whatever, and I saw it, and I was like, holy shit, it was actually pretty good. But what are your thoughts on it?
I really enjoyed it. Like, I mean, it wasn't like I kind of knew what I was going into because a lot of my friends seen it in theater, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see it in theater. I'm gonna see it. No, I never did. I really wanted to see Oppenheimer too, but that also didn't happen.
Well, 3 hours is
But
too long to sit through. It was good, don't get me wrong, but then by the end of it,
yeah,
like, wow.
but like I found like at some point I was like, is this almost over? Like, no offense to Barbie, but like I was like, is this almost over? Like, there's some parts I feel like they probably could have edited out, but I don't know. It was
it
good, but
it's interesting,
overall,
yeah.
yeah. And then like Margot Robbie doesn't even get a nomination, but Ken does.
Yeah, someone said that's literally the
The
plot of
epitome.
Barbie. Well,
Ken gets everything he wants, but Barbie can't.
she gets nothing. Well, who's that girl? What's her face? The one she's in the human world. She got nominated for best supporting actress. What's her name? What's that actress's name? America something, or what the character's
Oh,
name is?
America Ferrera?
Yeah,
No.
her. Yeah, she got
For
nominated too for best supporting
what?
actress. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I don't know how they vote. I just think being on the Academy would be so, like, I don't know, like, because it's weird how they operate sometimes, where, like,
Mhm.
they're nominating the wrong people and stuff like that. But I mean, how do you see it? Where because do awards really define a like an actor? Like, some people say, oh, like, they all care about the awards and that's everything to them. But, like, how
Mhm.
important is an Oscar really, or any award like that?
It's not. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine.
Just a hunk of metal.
Yeah, just gonna hang it on my shelf, like, no big deal.
Never touch it again.
Yeah, literally. That's how I feel. It's like, I don't know. I will watch a movie if it's, like if it's good. I don't care if it's like, "Oh, Oscar nominated winner Leo DiCaprio's in this. Oh my god, sold. But I don't even know if he won an Oscar, but
No, he did. It took him like how many years to win an Oscar, but he finally did. What year did he win? Uh, what's the movie with the bear? The bear he fights the bear. Revenant. He won for that one,
oh,
which took
oh,
like 20 years, but he finally got it.
yeah.
And then there were a few other nominations. Um, Not many like major snubs or anything, but I kind of did I kind of did up this big thing where with me and the Oscars and any award show, it's like sports where I'm like betting who's gonna
Yes.
win. Do you do that with award shows too, or sports, or are you more so just watch it and see what happens?
I just kind of like watch and see what happens. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, I would like to watch the Grammys. I don't know if the Grammys happened or not.
I
Did it
don't think
already
they
happen?
did yet. No, that's a good question actually. I actually don't keep up with the Grammys at all. I gotta check that now because that's gonna be bugging me for the rest of this podcast if I don't look it up. Grammys 2024 date February 4th. Okay, so that's okay at the time of this recording.
Oh,
Let me see that.
it's like Sunday.
Oh wow. So
That'll
when
be
you guys
Sunday.
are listening to this, the Grammys just happened. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. I hope
I,
all my favorite people won. Noah
Taylor
Kahan, I hope he wins.
Taylor
He's
Swift.
nominated for yeah, Taylor Swift. She'll win something. She has to.
Well, we were
Just to
talking
piss the people
yesterday.
off.
Yes, exactly. Well, we were talking yesterday. Why are people so pissed off about her in the sports games? I don't get it.
Man, like she's probably like giving NFL like so much like revenue right now. Like just live with it.
That's what I don't get. I'm like, she's just watching the game and she's supporting her what fiance or boyfriend or
Boyfriend,
friend,
yeah.
whatever he is. Like, just
Yeah.
let her be. I just don't understand it. Like, can you imagine, like, I don't know, like a Miramichi celebrity watching a Northman game and they're like giving her shit? It's
Paul
like,
Bose.
yeah, Paul
Paul
Bo.
Bose.
Literally. Oh my god, can you imagine?
I'm gonna find him Friday, and I'm just gonna start. I should find him.
Oh my god, that's so...
This is for Franky.
Oh my god, I talked about him on this podcast so much, and he just I don't even know if he knows.
I Yeah, I love him. Like he sold me my first car, so I have mad respect for Paul Bose.
He is pretty cool. Just picturing all the headlines now. Oh, Paul Bose at the Northman games. I mean, obviously, it's not the level of Taylor Swift, but
Yeah,
or
he's
like Katie
still yeah
Jardine from Calico is watching the Northman game.
yes
Boo! Who gives a fuck? You know?
yeah
Do you go to the
yeah
Timberwolves games now? Because I find now it's all Northmen. I don't hear anything about Timberwolves.
yeah. No, I haven't gone to it. I feel like I haven't gone to a Timberwolves game since like high school, but I haven't missed a Northman game. But
No,
also too, like I mean, mad respect to the Timberwolves, but it's just like the Northmen, it's like 90% of the team. Like they grew up here, or they're like a boyfriend of your friend. And like I go because my friend Emily, she was Chesson, she just got married this past summer. Her husband Brett plays on the team. So like me and her go every Friday night to be like, go Brett.
and
And then
then
like there's Nick Moore.
but and then for good old Nick.
Yes.
And then we got Coach Menzies too. Shout out to Alan,
Yes.
good old Al.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Menzies.
Back when he was yes,
The
no, he didn't teach you, did he? No,
No,
that was
no.
yeah, no.
And that's
Okay,
like another thing. Like some of the kids like that I work with, they're like, "You didn't have him as a teacher?" I was like, "No, sure
he,
didn't."
he was the OG. Menzies was the OG. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, like I haven't gone to a Northman game yet. I'm like I should. Like it's weird. I haven't gone to Timberwolves games honestly, or any hockey game really since I think it's like been like before COVID. I think I remember
Hmm.
we used to go in high school all the time. Were you the same as me where we would go just to socialize, but then we wouldn't watch the
Yes.
actual game. And so your parents would be asking us, so who won? I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It's like, "Oh, my crush is gonna be there, you gotta go see them, try to talk to them."
Or for me, it was either that or ooh, the Putin. And then once I get the Putin, I'm like, all right, I'm
Yeah,
ready to go.
yeah, exactly.
do they
They have a good poutine.
do they still got that same Putin at the Northman games?
They sure do.
Oh god, yeah. Okay, maybe I'll go this Friday.
Friday night, 8:15, Civic Center.
8:15. Shit.
Game
Okay. I live literally like 2 minutes away. I'm like, I don't know why I don't. I'm just terrible.
yeah, you
But
could walk. You don't even have to, like, park your car,
I literally could
which is
though.
the worst.
Or
Y
even
y
same with Mike's. I'm like, I could just walk to Mike's and then walk home, and you know what I mean? Like it's just, but I'm dead sober, so that
Yeah.
that don't work for me.
Every extra long walk.
Extra long walk. Oh man.
Yeah.
So Katie, what's on the agenda for the rest of your day? You're just gonna chill at Calico for until your next shift, or what's going on?
No, I will probably go home.
Oh,
I
okay.
will actually probably go home, maybe get some namaste after. Maybe
Oh
go to the
yes.
gym, I don't know. The possibilities are endless.
What gym do you go to?
Peak
Peak.
peak
Oh, okay.
performance.
I haven't
Yeah,
gone there in ages. After I
yeah.
got my dog, I'm like, I don't have time for the gym.
He is the gym. He
He is
is
a
like, "Yep."
gym. Little bugger pulls me everywhere.
Yeah.
But Katie, it was such an honor having you on here finally. This was like a
Yes,
highly anticipated, not just for the fans, but for myself.
yes,
And of course, Kale and Sarah, of course, are excited for this. Shout out
yes.
to you guys as well. That's where
Yes.
you made your
I
podcast debut.
yes. I'm hoping to go back on. Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
Ooh, okay. Now I'm excited. Now excited.
Yeah,
I think, you know what I think, Katie? You'd be a great podcast host. Actually, you should have your own podcast.
maybe. You never know. Possibilities.
Calica, I don't know. Like, what would you call
Yeah.
it?
I have I don't know.
We'll brainstorm
Comment
ideas.
below. Yeah,
Yes,
comment below.
exactly. I might
Also,
put that as the poll for
yeah,
this week's episode. I'll just come up
yeah,
with a few ideas and just put it out and see what the Katie
yes,
Jardine show. I don't know.
yeah. Also, too, we have to give out a shout out to your awesome cousin Emma.
Oh right,
She's
yes. Shout out to you,
she's
Emma. And she's been on
she's on.
here how many times?
Yeah, I
And
listened to the last one. I think she was on with like her roommate.
oh right, that was episode 100. We
Yes,
had the big one there that time. And there was another shout out too actually. Now that you mentioned that, geez, I almost forgot. We have another shout out from where is it on here? Bu, bu,
oh,
bu, bu.
Emma Septon, was
Emma
it that
Septon,
one?
yes. Shout out to you, Emma Septon.
Yeah,
When we
and
were
your
looking
dog.
for ideas, she said Taylor Swift, herself, Mike's Bar and Grill, her dog Hank, and Crocs. So
We
we
covered
touched on,
one.
yeah. We touch on Mike's Bar a little bit. We touched a little bit
Yes,
on that.
yes. Well,
Uh,
Mike's Bar and Grill Northman, and
Okay, that still counts. But then we have her
yeah,
dog Hank. Hank is adorable. He's a sweet little
Hank
dog.
gets adorable. Yes.
And Crocs. I don't wear Crocs anymore. Do you?
No, I have a pair, but
Does
they're
she mean
somewhere.
Crocs or like Crocs or like crocodiles? What does she mean?
I think she meant like Crocs, like the shoes.
Okay, because then she messaged afterwards. That's not what I meant. Like,
Yeah, yeah. When do you guys talk about crocodiles? Come on.
yeah, it's like okay, let me just make sure.
Yeah,
And so there you go, Emma. There's your shout out. We covered your topics. I'll have to get
both
Emma
Emmas.
on here sometime.
Both
Both Emmas.
yes, both
Both
Emmas.
Emmas. Oh my
My
god.
my middle name is Emma, so it's like all the Emmas
All the Emmas. Oh my god. Emma Square or Emma
to the
cubed? No,
to
not
the
cubed.
power of three. Yeah,
To the power of three.
to
Yes.
the yeah,
I don't like math. But
yes.
so yeah, so Katie, thank you so much for coming on. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the namaste, the gym, whatever you do. And I'll have to see you at Calico sometime.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, do you still have those pup thingies available? Those pupper for your dogs?
Puppuccinos? Absolutely.
Okay, then me and Ozzy will be there at some point for some.
Yes.
Not for him, for me,
I'll
I
make
want
sure.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, extra dog bone, please.
Yes, please, please. He's too sweet.
Yeah.
So guys, we are going to take a short break. We'll be right back, but until then, this is Frankie and Katie signing off. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Corcoran Entertainment Show. I'm your host, Franky Corcoran. That was me and Katie Jardine chatting. Always a blast talking to Katie, whether it's in public or on podcast. It's just always a blast no matter what. So thank you, Katie, for coming out to the show. Really appreciate it. And stay tuned, guys. You will most definitely see her again on the podcast in the future. So stay tuned for that. And also be sure go see her at Calico Cafe if anybody's listening to this who doesn't live in Miramichi, but if you happen to be passing by, stop by Calico for a say with Katie. She is the best. Anyways, guys, I wanted to talk about this. So it's crazy now. We're in the end game now. We're in the end game. What end game are you talking about? The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. What is The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, you say? It is the Rick Mother Effing Grimes show. Some of you guys probably don't watch Walking Dead, don't even know what I'm talking about. But for those of you guys who watch Walking Dead and just didn't bother to keep up with it or don't know what's going on, the Rick Grimes show is coming out February 25th. It's crazy. It's coming up so quick. So basically, just a little recap of what it is. The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. This is, of course, the Rick Grimes and Michonne spinoff series that was announced. First, it was a movie, and then it was a movie trilogy, and then it was just one movie, and then they canceled it, and now it is as it currently stands, just 6 episodes. No official word on if they're doing a second season or whatnot. Well, I guess maybe we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how the first season goes, and go from there. But I wanted to kind of talk about my expectations. What do I expect? Do I expect to be disappointed? Do I expect to be satisfied? Well, there's a couple of things to factor into that. One of which is if this really is the end of Rick Grimes, if this is the last time we're going to see him, and Michonne, if this is the last time that we're going to see these guys, first off, I hope it's a satisfying ending for them. I hope that the wait was worth it. That's a big thing because there's lots of people out there I know, like lots of friends I have, who had no idea that this was even happening. And then they saw a trailer and like, oh, crap, that's right. I forgot that Rick was coming back for a movie. I thought he was in a movie. And then, no, he's coming back for a TV show. So do I think it's too late for Rick to come back? I've seen some people talking about that on YouTube, that maybe Rick's return is too late. Maybe it is, but me personally, I don't care because I just wanted to see Rick back so bad that I'm like, it could have been 10 years and I'd still be... Hell, it took 6 years for a Breaking Bad movie to come out, and it was well worth it. If some people might have said that it came out too late, they should have released it sooner, but I don't care. It still worked out good, and that's the same deal with this show. The trailers sold me on it. The trailers are absolute amazing movie quality type of like, well, hell, I'm at a loss for words for this, but their budget was like 80 million or something like that, or like 100 some million. So they got a big ass budget for this one. So it better be worth the wait. But I expect it to deliver in that if this is the last time we see Rick and Michonne, I expect that we'll get a satisfying ending. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment because then, if it turns out it's not as good. But when you really look at the history of these Walking Dead spinoffs, you really got to consider just how they've proved us wrong in so many ways. Dead City, I had no hopes for, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I thought Daryl Dixon was a horrible idea. The first season was better than I had expected. It was way better than I expected it to be. The season kind of went out with a whimper, but overall, it was very, very good. But I expect The Ones Who Live because it's Rick. Because it's Rick, we're finally getting what we wanted from The Walking Dead for years. At least since Rick left. We've wanted to see Rick come back. He did, now spoiler alert for the series finale, of course, for Walking Dead. He did make a brief appearance in the finale, in the series finale of The Walking Dead. But to me, I was like, yeah, we still could, we could have maybe had him back for longer. Anyways, we're getting our own series with him too, so it's better than nothing, really. But we all want to see him coming back. Now, I was kind of, I'll be honest. So I know I've seen lots of people say that this is a better idea, that it's better to do the TV show as opposed to doing the movie. I don't know. To me personally, I still would have liked a movie. I kind of go back and forth on this, but because, well, look, we've seen so many Walking Dead series and stuff like that. If they did a Walking Dead movie but it focused on a different set of characters, I don't think there would have been a huge appeal to it. But because it was Rick Grimes, I think it would have been worth it. I think it absolutely would have been worth it. Now, I don't know what went on behind the scenes, if it was distribution issues or what the scoop was on that. The production was delayed for a while, so there had to have been something going on. I mean, obviously, of course, we had a global pandemic that put a halt on things as well. But I would have loved to see The Walking Dead on the big screen. I would have loved to see it. But this really is, well, because when you think about it, they wanted to do 3 movies, 6 episodes, 2 hours each. So an hour, 6 hours equals, the equivalent of 2 or 3 movies. So it is what it is. But there was a part of me that would have been like, God damn, how cool would that have been for a big worldwide release and everything. But anyways, it's not what we got, but I'm happy either way. So yeah, as I said, I expect a good, satisfying conclusion if this is really the end of Rick and Michonne. Do I think it is? I don't know, really. I would have thought that their tenure on The Walking Dead was it when they announced that they were leaving. But here we are. We got a new spin-off series coming out for them. Do I think it's going to be more than one season? It's tricky because I'm hearing a lot of mixed reports. I'm leaning towards it's probably just going to be a mini series because they say it's going to wrap up the stories of Rick and Michonne. But then I hear some people say that, or people behind the scenes where they say, "Oh, we just got done filming season 1 of The Ones Who Live." So it's like, okay, does that mean there's going to be another season or what? Because otherwise, why wouldn't you just say The Ones Who Live? Like, just call The Ones Who Live just one mini series. We could be looking too much into it, maybe. That's just what the fan base likes to do. I've talked about this on the podcast many times, how fans love to jump to conclusions over small little details. We're like, the fan base of any TV show or movie franchise would be great private investigators, because we're always just like, oh, a little this, oh, this clue means this, means that. But anyway, and so as I said, judging from the trailers and the big budget, I think we're in for one hell of a series. Probably out of all the spinoffs that came out, I honestly expect this to be the biggest. I expect this to be the best. I expect everything. Well, mainly because do I care about the CRM, the Civic Republic, the people who took Rick? Do I care about that story? No, I just want to see Rick. I really want to see Rick again. And that's really the main draw to it for me. So, and Michonne too. I shouldn't, exclude Michonne, but Rick's been gone for so long, and Rick is The Walking Dead. So that's why for me, I'm more excited to see Rick. I'm excited to see Michonne again as well. But so yeah, those are my expectations. I'm expecting it to be good, but there's that saying, you don't want to let your expectation or your speculation become expectation. No, man, I'm expecting this to be a great show. I'll come back to it when it's done and see how right I was, see how wrong I was. But I'm expecting one hell of a show. I'm expecting it I'm expecting it to deliver on all ends of it. Yeah, there's not much more that I can say about it, because lots of people are skeptical of it. No, I'm not seeing a lot of, oh, this is going to be shit. We are seeing lots of, okay, hopefully they can pull this off, because the show has had a lot of ups and downs over the last few years. But no, man, I'm expecting greatness, nothing but greatness. But I'm kind of curious to see where you guys all stand on this. What are your expectations for The Ones Who Live? Do you guys even care about it? I know there's lots of people who probably don't even know that this is happening, or they know it's happening, just like I haven't seen the show in years or whatever. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think about that. And just before we move on to our last discussion, which is Barbie an original or adapted screenplay, I wanted to just say really, really, really quickly. We've been getting, or I've been getting, lots of messages and comments about the Krishna Potenza special episode. Big thank you to you guys for all your continued support on that. Everyone was just dying to know where the man has been, myself included, and it's just been so great to see everyone supporting him, everybody listening to his story, and it was an honor. And let's just say you guys haven't seen the end of him on this podcast. We got lots more planned. That's all I'm going to say. Just kind of skimming through lots of the comments that we're still receiving. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for all your support on that, and mainly your support for Christian, for telling his story and finally being open about what has been going on the last few years and what he's been up to. So thank you guys for that, and stay tuned, because we have something planned for this podcast that involves Krishna Potenza. So yes, just a little plug really, really quickly. I forgot to mention it off the top of the show. Anyways, guys, so moving on from that, I wanted to talk about, of course, one of the movies that I didn't think we'd ever be talking about this much, which is Barbie. Barbie, when it came out, saw it, or even before I saw it, I said, yeah, like, might check it out, might do a quick review, but then that said, not going to talk about it again. We're still talking about it. It was just absolutely crazy. But yeah, so it also dominated the Oscar nominations, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to win some of them as well. I even have my who I think is going to win. I'm going all sportsman, and got it all marked down. What did I say Barbie's going to win? I said it's probably going to win Best Adapted Screenplay, which is the topic that we're going to discuss today. I think it's going to win Best Original Song for I'm Just Ken, and it's also going to win Best Production Design. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, but that's just what I'm predicting. But yeah, so that's the interesting one. So Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Original Screenplay. Barbie was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, but there's lots of people out there who are trying to say, no, it's an original screenplay. It shouldn't be in the adapted screenplay. So I just thought I would give my 2 cents on it. Now, this is just my opinion, so take it for what it is. It's not going to mean nothing. Just some Canadian nobody podcaster doing a little radio show. But so my thoughts: is Barbie an adapted or original screenplay? Of course, it's in the adapted category, and I think that suits it. Now here's the thing: that the Barbie movie that was made wasn't it wasn't a story or anything that was based on any pre-existing Barbie TV show, movie, book, etc. It was original in that sense. Of course, Greta Gerwig did it that way, but it was written based on characters and a universe and stuff that already existed. That's where I think it falls under the adapted screenplay category. If they made that same movie, but it's not Barbie characters and it was just a completely different doll, one that Greta Gerwig made up herself. Then, of course, it would go in the original screenplay category. But in this case, I don't see it. So there's two ways to look at it. Yes, it was original in that sense, but it was a screenplay that was written based off characters that are already pre-existing. Now, you could say that that doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be an original screenplay, but yeah, every topic I choose to do for the podcast always has me so torn, but that's why I choose them, because it makes it more entertaining. It makes me think, and it makes me really reevaluate myself. So yeah, I would say the adapted, because you look at a movie like The Holdovers, of course, which was original. We had Oppenheimer, which was an original screenplay. Now, to say that, they adapted it off a real life situation, you know what I mean? Like, so that's not, you can't really include that. Barbie was a pre-existing piece of media that they adapted a screenplay off of. That's how I see it. Now, that's just how I see it. I know it's causing lots of controversy. I've even seen some people saying that they should just get rid of the best adapted screen and just combine them together and just put best screenplay, period. Not adapted, not original, just best screenplay. It's almost like what they did with the Golden Globes, where they tried to have that award best cinematic achievement or best movie that made $1 billion, which I thought was kind of stupid. But that's the same deal with the Oscars. So best adapted screenplay, best original screenplay. It's almost like how can we keep Barbie in there? Let's just, so I mean, obviously that category has been there for years, but I do agree. Of course, on the John Campea Show podcast, they were just talking about last week that they should just basically just put it all into one category. Don't put adapted screenplay. Don't put original screenplay. Just put one screenplay. It would be like best picture, best adapted picture. Just put it all together. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's how I see it. So anyways, that's my opinion on that. You guys can be sure to let me know your thoughts on it. Some of you might think that, yeah, it belongs in that category. That's up to you. Everything is subjective. So definitely be sure to let me know what you guys think on that. There wasn't really much. I thought I had a whole bunch more to say on it, and I'm like, well, there's not really much for me to say without me rambling. I'm already rambling now. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's going to do it for the podcast today. I want to thank my guest, Katie Jardine, for coming on. Be sure to support her. Go visit her at Calico. Go follow her on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media she's on. Yeah, so, and also, guys, be sure to let me know, what are your expectations for The Ones Who Live, coming soon? I cannot wait. And do you think Barbie is an original or adapted screenplay? Be sure to let me know your thoughts on that. And with that down, we will call it there. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great week. Stay warm. Do all the stuff you got to do. Get your tickets for Playhouse Quarrel, which opened in less than a month, and super stoked for it. So be sure to support local talent. And thank you guys for listening to this podcast and for just being very supportive. So anyways, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Until then, this is Franky signing off. Have a good one.